Questioner says, from what point of view do you deny causation? From the relative, the universe is the cause of everything, or from the absolute, there is nothing at all? So Maharaj says, from which state are you asking? Questioner says, from the daily waking state in which alone all these discussions take place. Maharaj says, in the waking state all these problems arise, for such is its nature. Please highlight. Why do problems arise? Because that is the nature of the waking world. That is the nature of projection. Will you go and watch a film where there is a heroine, there is a hero, there's a villain, but there is no story? They're just standing there on the screen. Are you going to go sit there for 3 hours and watch them standing on the screen doing nothing? No. You go to watch the movie for its drama value. Do you know this? You pay money for drama. You pay money for another story. If there was no story, you would not waste money. You would not watch it. So, what is the meaning of a film? The meaning of a film is that which has drama, tragedy, comedy, the entire story. Everything that goes into a story is required for a film. Exactly like that. Problems are ingrained into the waking state. That is the meaning of waking state. Is this clear? You're saying, no, I don't want problems in life. You're saying, I want to go for a movie where the hero is standing, heroine is standing, and the villain is standing right in front of me for 3 hours. Really? Are you really going to go for such a movie? It's not possible. So now let's read that again, what Maharaj said. In the waking state, all these problems arise, for such is its nature. But you are not always in that state. Now he's talking about the dream and deep sleep states also. What good can you do in a state into which you fall and from which you emerge helplessly? In what way does it help you to know that things are causally related as they may appear to be in your waking state? So Maharaj is helping him recognize little bit, how much ever he can, that waking state is not your only state. There is also the dream and deep sleep state. You helplessly fall into the waking state and you get out of it. Is it in your hand really? You say, no, right now I can sleep. Sleep and show me. You say, I'm going to sleep now. I'm going to sleep now. You cannot. The waking state beats you up, gets you fatigued. You are helplessly pushed out of the waking state and then you go to sleep. You fall asleep. Remember those days when you had exams to take? And you make that resolution, I'm going to sit up the whole night and study. What happened to you? After a few hours, you were really beaten up and helplessly you were pushed out of the waking state. It was never in your hands. And you decide, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. What happens? No, right at 8 a.m., 20 minutes before the paper you wake up. You barely brush your teeth and look in the mirror, wear your clothes and run and reach the exam hall. So you're helpless. You are helplessly pulled back into the waking state. You get into it, you have to be in it, and then you helplessly are pushed out. You cannot do anything. In this entire falling in and out, you are helpless. Do you recognize this truth at least? Have you accepted this? Yes? that state in which you are totally helpless, not just coming in and out, what happens in that state, how long that state lasts, what things appear and disappear in front of you, all the abhas that comes and goes. You're helpless about everything. Now you're trying to find a cause for all these helpless happenings. Pointless. Just like trying to find the cause for the tiger in the dream. Why did the tiger come chasing me? Why not my friend? What good can you do in a state into which you fall and from which you emerge helplessly? In what way does it help you to know that things are causally related as they may appear to be in your waking state? Questioner says, the world and the waking state emerge and subside together. Good, he found something, some jnana happened. So Maharaj says, when the mind is still, absolutely silent, the waking state is no more. What does this mean? It means that the mind is equal to the waking state. And when this mind is silent, there is no more waking state. Do you see this? Is this your recognition? So he's saying waking state is not just that which is between 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the night. Yeah, just that is not the waking state really. Only when the mind is active between these times, that is the waking state. When the mind is absolutely silent and I have come to my level of consciousness and there is no noise, no mind. Yeah, there is no more waking state. Yeah, so Maharaj is giving him another pointer to work on. Questioner moves on to the next question. Words like God, universe, the total, absolute, supreme are just noises in the air because no action can be taken on them. Maharaj is now happy that he started, at least little bit of knowledge is coming out of him. And he says, you are bringing up questions which you can only answer. Yeah, means you have the question, you have the answer. Questioner says, don't brush me off like this. You are so quick to speak for the totality, the universe and such imaginary things. They cannot come and forbid you to talk on their behalf. I hate those irresponsible generalizations. It sounds very rude in English, but in Marathi it's not so rude, huh? And you are so prone to personalize them. Without causality, there will be no order, nor will purposeful action be possible. He's gone again back to his question of causes. He's very stuck on cause and effect. So Maharaj says, do you want to know all the causes of each event? Is that possible? Questioner says, I know it is not possible. All I want to know is if there are causes for everything and whether the causes can be influenced, thereby affecting the events. Now comes the real question. It is born out of desire. I want to change an effect. Yeah, I have taken an exam. I did not study well for it, but I want 100% marks now. Can I do something, change the cause so that the effect changes? Yeah. Now goal ghoom ke na. Yeah. Finally he's come to the real question. So Maharaj says, to influence events, you need not know the causes. What a roundabout way of doing things. Are you not the source and end of every event? Control it at the source itself. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. What is the source? Source is consciousness. I am the source. I, the awareness. I, the consciousness. Yes, this is the source. Everything projects from here. At the source itself, I can control it. Means what? Have you started recognizing things have started dropping that you used to crave so much for, run so much behind? Especially that where you felt I am the doer, I am the experiencer. All those feverishnesses that you had related to doership and experiencership, at least little they've started falling. Yes? So what has really happened? At the source you've corrected yourself. Oh, I am not the experiencer of this. I'm not the doer of this. At the source you corrected. And that's why you did not suffer in that situation so much. You did not indulge in that situation because at the source you corrected yourself and recognized, I'm not the doer of this. So I don't take ownership of this. I'm not the experiencer of this situation. So I'm not going to really indulge in this. And thus I did not suffer at all. It just came and it went. I corrected myself at the source. That's where you should correct yourself. Don't try to correct a situation. Oh, this person, no, I want to correct him. Is that possible? Here, correction is at the source. We don't even know that this person exists or not. No idea. Yeah. So be with reality. How much you know. Work with that part. And what I know, I only know my awareness, my consciousness. I am conscious. And I know I project something in the dream. I get out of that projection. Similarly, I project something in the waking and I get out of this projection. Yeah. I am the source from where I am projecting all this. If I keep correcting my stand, I will come to a point where I will not be projecting the nonsense anymore. Yeah. So automatically these situations will fall into place. It might take some time because at the source I have to get fully corrected. At the source I am not very clear. I'm not 100% there. In some easy moments, I recognize, yeah, I'm not the doer, I'm not the experiencer. But some very testing moments are there. Major attachments of mine. That's where I slip and fall. I take the relative position. I become the body mind. I become the experiencer of that situation, or I become the doer. Yeah? So correction needs to be here at the absolute level, not at the relative level. Is this very clear? Yeah. So next homework, I work on correcting myself at the source level, not at the relative level. Yeah, not at the body-mind level. Control it at the source itself. Questioner says, every morning I pick up the newspaper and read with dismay that the world's sorrows, poverty, hatred, and wars continue unabated. My questions concern the fact of sorrow, the cause, the remedy. Don't brush me off saying that it is Buddhism. Don't label me. Your insistence on causelessness removes all hope of the world ever changing. He's trying to control the dreamland. Anyways, so this is a very important thing. People who are not convinced about Advaita, why are they not convinced? This is the reason, because they believe that Advaita is another airy-fairy story. and I am taking myself away from reality, because this is reality, this world, these problems, these situations, and Advaita is the story where I am getting lost in this fairyland, storyland, and becoming all happy, and it's a fake happy. This is what people think. Yeah. So how do you prevent yourself from going into this wrong understanding? By experientially recognizing I'm not the body mind, I am the consciousness. Yeah. Those people only intellectually see it, and that is why everything becomes a story. And there was a time when you were only intellectually a non-doer. Remember those days? Only intellectually you were a non-doer. Yeah, I am not the doer, but he did it. He is the doer. How does this work? That I called is as intellectual non-doership. How is it that you don't do but he does? It doesn't work like that. When you see yourself as the non-doer, then he is the non-doer, she is the non-doer. Why? Because now you have seen that the consciousness is projecting everything. Yeah. So when everything is projected by the consciousness, poor little he, how can he be more powerful than the consciousness? Not possible. He is also not the doer. Do you get it? So the people who cannot see this truth experientially, they are the ones who get stuck in this wrong understanding, as this questioner is stuck. He is stuck in what understanding? Oh, there is lot of sorrow, there is lot of pain. This is reality. Yeah. Suffering is reality. Now you don't brush me off that this is not reality. Blah, 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 etc., etc. They'll bring in all spiritual jargons, and he brought in the word Buddhism in. Even he has not understood Buddhism. Yeah. And he's thinking now Maharaj will label him as an ignorant, Agyani. Again, he's lost in his own story. But you have to understand, I was there once upon a time. I have crossed that path. We all have done that. Yeah, so recognize this, that I was ignorant at that time. Now I understand better. Now I've become clear. What is the difference? That time my understanding was intellectual. Now my understanding is experiential. Is this clear for you? Yeah, you experientially see that you are the awareness and not the body mind. Okay. Yeah, so that when you see someone speak like this, it is clear that they have a loose brick in their foundation, and that loose brick is always that experientially he does not see it yet. Yeah, there is only one loose brick. Experientially, he does not see that he is the consciousness or awareness. So Maharaj says, you are confused because you believe that you are in the world, not the world in you. Please highlight the sentence. Do you see it? Are you in the world, or is the world in you? Suppose your husband or wife enters the room right now. Your family member enters the room right now. What happens? If the world is in me, then he is also entering in me, the awareness, in me, the consciousness. Can you see it like that? Yeah? Homework for after the session. Obviously right now please don't open the door, but homework for after the session. Can I experiment with myself? Can I see this family member in me? Yeah? This is your homework. Only then you recognize that you are the awareness. Yeah? Only then you recognize, oh, I am this light of awareness. Everything is in me, this awareness. I'm aware of the kids playing downstairs. Yeah, the kids are in me. I am aware of some music coming from some very far away place, some faint music in somebody's house. Somebody is enjoying their Saturday afternoon. Loud music playing somewhere, very far away. That music is in me. I can hear family members in the other room. The family members are in me. Okay? I can see Ekta on the screen. Ekta is in me, the awareness, in me, the consciousness. I can see all the other people on this Zoom channel. All these people are in me, the consciousness, in me, the awareness. Are you able to see this? That's your main homework from this chapter. Then only you know that yes, you have experientially recognized that you are the awareness. You are the consciousness. Otherwise it has only been intellectual till now. Back to chapter 1. Doesn't matter. Climb the mountain again. No problem. Yes, till you get it experientially, you keep climbing up again and again, because there's one loose brick and you don't know which one it is. What knowledge did you skip, or were you sleeping? Yeah, maybe you've developed the new skill of sleeping with your eyes open while writing notes. You don't know which point was it. Which is that loose brick in the foundation? Hai na? So, figure it out. Doesn't matter. If you don't get this experientially, back to chapter 1. That batch has just started, so they've not gone too far. You can go back to chapter 1. If you see it experientially, yes, those children playing there are in me. The family members watching TV outside are in me. The sound coming from the neighbor's house is in me. Everything is in me, the awareness. I am this awareness, I am not this body-mind. This body-mind is also in me only. That is, I see very clearly, but I see this very clearly, and I see it again and again and again, moment to moment, from one situation to the next, while cooking, while cleaning, while doing office work, while playing with the kids, while talking to the neighbor, while speaking to mom on the phone. Mom sitting in India is in me. India is in me. Yes? You see the homework? Yeah? Now see where Maharaj is propelling him, where he is pushing him to. You are confused because you believe that you are in the world, not the world in you. Who came first? You or your parents? You answer. Don't look ahead. Who came first? You or your parents? Bolo? I came first. Who knows whether they were born or not? Who knows if they exist? I only know about myself. Awareness happened. Eyes opened. Mummy came into my awareness. Daddy came into my awareness. Yeah? But before them, whose eyes opened? Who came into awareness first? I came first. Not mummy, not daddy. Yeah? Direct experience. This is the path of direct experience, remember. You imagine that you were born at a certain time and place, that you have a father and a mother, a body and a name. This is your sin. Papa, that is the word in Marathi, Pap. This is your sin and your calamity. Yeah, because you're making a big story. That is your papa. That is why you have to suffer. Because you have created a big belief. So I showed you how the baby creates the belief. First, there is nothing like that. The baby is absolutely devoid of all such appearances. Yes, the baby is pure consciousness. Reality only. Then comes, I am this body. Don't take my thing. You play with your toy. Don't create a mess. All these create divides, labels. Yeah, that is the papa. Don't blame mommy. Mommy didn't know better. If mommy did, she wouldn't teach me like that. My mommy would teach me, I am that single screen. Mommy would not teach me, I and you. Yeah, but mommy didn't know. She did her best. My dad did his best. Yeah, so don't blame them. We don't even know if they exist or not right now. So don't create a story about them, new story, and then get entangled in that story. Don't. You look at direct experience. No idea. I have no idea of the birth of my parents. Some parents before partition, after partition, all that story that you have about the partition, nice stories about your parents and grandparents, and you believe those stories and you love to repeat those stories, and you teach your kids also now those stories of partitions. More stories you're putting into their heads. Stop. You do not have any direct experience. Who knows partition happened? Who knows? Who knows people came from that side or went from this side to that side? Nobody knows. Yeah, all stories. Nice for a movie. Fantastic story. Clap your hands. Be done with it. It's gone into the black hole. Yeah. Similarly, treat everything. I have no idea this is mom or dad. Right now, it's a twinkling star on my beautiful screen. Yeah. Enjoy the twinkling star as the twinkling star is, and be done with it. No causes, no effects. Don't get into arguments. Don't get into drama. Correct your position again and again. Not the doer, not the experiencer. Not the doer, not the experiencer. Not the daughter, not the son, not the parent. Not the friend, not the colleague, not the enemy. Correct. Keep correcting at the source. All these are stories in me. I have to one by one, Niti Niti process, one by one remove these stories. One by one, get rid of these false stories and see the truth that the world is in me. I am not in the world. I have no proof of a world existing out there. That is a story. All of science is a story. Do you see this? All of history is a story. All of geography is a story. All of chemistry is a story. All of biology is a story. Astronomy, astrology, oceanography, everything that you have ever studied, ever heard of, everything is a story in me. Yeah. So one by one, Niti Niti, Niti Niti, not this, not this, not this. Correct yourself at the source. Not the doer, not the experiencer, not the body, not the mind. Surely you can change your world if you work at it. By all means work. Who stops you? I have never discouraged you. Causes or no causes, you have made this world and you can change it. So from which point of view Maharaj is saying this? From the consciousness, absolute, not from the relative point of view where you assume yourself to be the body-mind. Yeah? From the consciousness level, from the absolute point of view, you have projected it, stop projecting, finish. So do you see it's either all or none? I can't change one single thing. I don't like the red color car, I want to make it blue. No. Either you project the car or you don't project it. Yeah, either you project the story or you don't project it. There is no change in the story that you can do. Yeah, now I don't want the heroine to be fat. I want the heroine to be thin. No. Either the heroine gets projected or she doesn't get projected. There is no fat and thin option here. Do you see it? Yeah. At the absolute level, you cannot change things that way. I don't like blue, I like red. No. All or none law. Questioner. A causeless world is entirely beyond my control. Now finally he gets it a little bit. So he says it's causeless. So causeless world is beyond my control. Maharaj says, on the contrary, a world of which you are the only source and ground is fully within your power to change. What is created can always be dissolved and recreated. Please highlight. What is created can always be dissolved and recreated. All will happen as you wanted, provided you really want it. Have you noticed whatever has happened in your life till today, you have wanted it? Your fear is also a want only. Your aversion is also a want. It's a desire, no? Yeah. Saying, I want this bangle. I'm saying it in English. Yeah. Consciousness does not understand English, Gujarati, German, Polish. Consciousness only understands the attraction, the energy towards it that you are pulling. I want this bangle. I'm giving attention to this. Consciousness just understands attention. I say, I don't want this bangle. Isn't my attention on it? My attention is still on it. It's the same amount of attention whether it is a craving or an aversion. It will fall into my lap. Do you get it? So all that you have feared has definitely happened to you. All that you have hated has definitely come your way. Why? Because you gave so much attention. Consciousness does not understand your Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, French and German. Consciousness understands attention. The universe works on energy. That's how consciousness projects. Consciousness projects what? That on which the energy has been the strongest. Consciousness's job is to create nice drama story here, no? How will it create the drama story? By finding the points of attraction. Attraction includes aversion here. Yeah? It finds the points of most consolidated energy. And that's what projects into your life. Now look back at your life. Whatever you have wanted in life has happened, correct? Now look at it. All that has happened in my life, I have only wanted it. I have only created it. I am the master of my universe. Even if it means there is something which is very nasty in your life, it is your creation. Because you said, no, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. It's so much attention. On don't want also is attention, no? Focus. Energy is consolidated in that direction. In fact, more energy goes into, I don't want it than I like this or I love this. Yeah? I'll give you an example. When you fight with your spouse or family member, How long do you fight? Have you noticed? Go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There's so much energy spent in that. Now, look at scenario number 2. You say, I love you to your partner, to your beloved, to your family member. How long do you say I love you? Less than 2 seconds. I love you. It's done. Where was more energy spent? Do you get it? Consciousness understands energy. Consciousness does not understand your I love you and I hate you. Where was the most energy spent? That's what you are creating for yourself. That's how you are projecting. Clear? So if you don't want to project any more of the nastiness, stop, withdraw, correct yourself at the source. I'm not the doer. I'm not the experiencer. Step back. Right now, step back. Because the amount of energy that I will give this, that is what is going to keep getting projected. So I create whatever I want. Very clear? So the questioner says, all I want to know is how to deal with the world's sorrows. Maharaj says, you have created them out of your own desires and fears. You deal with them. In Marathi it was, you do the ilaj, remedy them. You remedy them because you have created them. And he's taught you from where can you do the ilaj. The remedies has to be applied at the source, not at the relative body-mind level. All is due to your having forgotten your own being, having given reality to the picture on the screen. You love its people and suffer for them and seek to save them. It is just not so. You must begin with yourself. There is no other way. Work, of course. There is no harm in working. You get it? Work where? At the source. You have forgotten your own being. You've forgotten your reality. And you see these people on the screen. Yeah? You become one with them. Means you forget your level of consciousness, you jump down to the level of body-mind. You consider these people to be real. You want to save them, protect them, work for them, love them, hate them, suffer. Now you are saying, I am writing a story, I am creating the story, but please don't project it. What? Stop creating, it will stop getting projected. It's that simple. You can't say, no, I want to have the cake and eat it too. I want to create the story, but no projection. This cannot happen. Yeah. So stop going down to the level of body-mind and creating the story. Always remain in the being. Recognize who you are all the time. Story creation will stop. Story projection will halt. Life becomes a little less dramatic. There's a little less story in life then. More peace, more quiet, easier. Not many people to interact with because there are not many situations. Yeah? You'll say, oh, that is boring. You choose. You want interesting, then interesting comes with all the suffering. Yeah? You choose boring, then there is no suffering. It's quiet, it's plain peace. Yeah? The ball is in your court. Work. Questioner. Your universe seems to contain every possible experience. The individual traces a line through it and experiences pleasant and unpleasant states. This gives rise to questioning and seeking, which broaden the outlook and enable the individual to go beyond his narrow and self-created world, limited and self-centered. This personal world can be changed in time, but the universe is timeless and perfect. So he is somewhat getting what Maharaj is saying. Maharaj says to take appearance for reality is a grievous sin and the cause of all calamities. Please highlight this. So what is appearance? All this abhas. To take all this abhas as nirabhas, that is the biggest sin. Yeah, so it's a word of caution for the spiritual seeker who only makes this knowledge intellectual. He falls into this trap, no? He starts taking all this abhas as nirabhas. I've got it, I've understood it. Yeah, and he gets lost in his ego. Now he says, oh, I am not the doer, so it's okay if I do wrong. Do you see this? That's where all the calamities begin. And he forgets, I am not the experiencer, very conveniently. I am not the doer. Yeah, but when bad happens, no, I am experiencing it. So this is perverted use of knowledge. Wake up and recognize. This is the cause of all calamities. So if you notice that, oh, I am only getting it intellectually, I am not getting it experientially, again go back to one, again go back to one. We all need to tame the ego. You are not alone, don't worry. We all need to tame the ego. Yeah? On some people the hold is very strong, on some it is weak. Appropriately, I work on it so that I don't land up in this situation. Which situation? To take appearance for reality is a grievous sin. It is a pap and the cause of all calamities. You are the all-pervading, eternal and infinitely creative awareness, consciousness. All else is local and temporary. Don't forget what you are. In the meantime, work to your heart's content. Work and knowledge should go hand in hand. And then one sentence is missing from there. He says, when work and knowledge go hand in hand, then you learn better. Understood? Work means what, no? Not working in the house, cleaning the kitchen and making food and buying groceries and doing office work. Not that work, huh? Work at the source. Correcting your position again and again. That is the work you have to do. Only when that work, along with this constant wisdom, they have to go hand in hand, hand in hand, hand in hand. Then you learn better. So questioner says, my own feeling is that my spiritual development is not in my hands. Making one's own plans and carrying them out leads nowhere. I just run in circles around myself. When God considers the fruit to be ripe, He will pluck it and eat it. Whichever fruit seems green to Him will remain on the world's tree for another day. Now he's come from some solid religious conditioning where there is a God and all, okay? So Maharaj says, you think God knows you? Even the world, He does not know. So questioner says, yours is a different God. Mine is different. Mine is merciful. He suffers along with us. Okay, his God suffers along with him. So this is solid religious conditioning. Yeah, look, some of us came from that religious conditioning. We strongly believed in some idol, some statue, or some formless God, and that God is merciful and that God is suffering with me. Yeah, things like that. So he comes from that religious conditioning. Maharaj says, you pray to save one while thousands die. And if all stop dying, there will be no space on earth. Yes, so questioner says, I am not afraid of death. My concern is with sorrow and suffering. My God is a simple God and rather helpless. He has no power to compel us to be wise. He can only stand and wait. Some serious religious conditioning this is. Maharaj says, if you and your God are both helpless, does it not imply that the world is accidental? And if it is, the only thing you can do is to go beyond it. Yeah, so those of you that are still carrying on some strong religious conditioning, there Maharaj is giving you a pointer there. You think God knows you? And if your God is a helpless God, then isn't this world accidental? Don't you think you should be making an attempt to go beyond it and see that there is something beyond this world and this body-mind? And it's so experiential. I can recognize it, that I am that awareness in which there is this body-mind and this world. Yeah. In the Marathi book, there are two more sentences after this actually. I don't know why they were deleted in the English. Those who have the Marathi book can see it. The questioner says, Mi agdi hatta buddha zhalo ahe. I have become stunned now. I am stunned now. Obviously, Maharaj said such a thing. Both you and your God are helpless, then your world is accidental. So it's a big thing, no, for him. So he's stunned now. Mi hatta buddha zhalo ahe. Dukkha आणि दुःखांचा अंत हे मानव जातीचे शाश्वत कूट प्रश्न आहेत. Sorrow and the end of sorrow. These are the most important questions for humanity. Yeah, so he's now stunned. He's saying, what about this? So Maharaj says, हे विष उगमापासूनच काढून टाका. Remove this poison, this story about humans and humans are suffering and this whole story that you have created. You remove it like poison from its origin. Ugamapasun, from its origin. What is the origin? Belief, conditioning. Yeah, it is at the source that I have made the mistake of thinking I am this body mind, he is this body mind, she is this body mind, and all these body minds are suffering from this pandemic. Yeah, I have created this story. He's saying, remove this wish, this poison from its source. Uproot it. Means stop believing in these stories. Mag sare theek hoil, then everything will be fine. That's where the chapter ends. So in the last sentence, he gives you this very important thing. How do I treat conditioning? I treat conditioning like poison. Yeah? Conditioning of I am the doer, I am the experiencer, I am the body, I am the mind, I am a female, I am a male, I am a mother, I am a father, I am a child. I am the sister, I am... All these are conditionings. Also, I am a religious person. This is my God and that is your God. Division I have created. My God and your God. My religion, your religion. All this is poison, he says. All this is poison. All these conditionings are poison. Remove them from the source. Get rid of them. Then only everything will be fine, he says. Hard-hitting chapter, no?